Our first group is called Task Force Humanity. Take it away.
Thank you. Yeah, well, I'm actually a little bit worried about you, or worried for you, because you're actually under great threat. You don't know as you sit there, but actually we are surrounded by a million threats. Out there in space, there are asteroids just waiting to hit Earth. One of them actually hit us just a year ago in February 2013. An asteroid struck in Chelyabinsk in Russia. It was just a small one, 19 meters in diameter, about the size of the school bus, but it actually reached down in 10 kilometers height and exploded over Chelyabinsk, damaging 100,000 buildings and hurting 1,500 people. And you can say, oh, and so what, that happens all the time. Yeah, but if that rock from space had been 5 meters bigger, it would actually have reached 1 kilometer high, exploding with the power of 1,000 nuclear bombs, completely destroying Chelyabinsk and killing 1.5 million people. So that's actually what it looks like here when you see where an asteroid has struck. And this was just one of the small ones, 65 billion years ago. The dinosaurs died because an asteroid struck us. And why did the dinosaurs die? Because they had no defense. There was actually nothing stopping that asteroid from hitting us here on Earth. The problem is, let's do the same thing today, because there's actually nothing to do. Even if we have 5 years and we see a killer asteroid coming our way, we can do nothing. The NASA and the ESA are looking out for these asteroids, and they know when they will come. At least some of them, because they have charted around 10% of the asteroids which are surrounding us. And you can say, okay, I know we are hit, and actually this will hurt quite a lot if we are hit. It's in Russia, who cares? Yeah, if that asteroid had come about 30 seconds later, it would have struck here in Copenhagen. And if it has struck here, and had actually been, say, between 50 and 300 meters, it would also die in Roskilde. So these are pretty powerful things which are hitting us. And we don't have a defense for it. Right now, there are nobody who can do anything if they find the asteroid now and say, in 4 years, we will be struck. Happily, there's actually hope here, because Professor Bangui from the Asteroid Deflection Research Center at Iowa State University has come up with a solution for that, and we at the EADP are trying to implement that. Please give him a big hand.
So I'd like to thank you for this great opportunity to talk about what we have been doing to develop a technology. I'm pretty sure all of you are simply laughing at us. I left this kind of technology issue about 7 years ago. I didn't know anything about asteroid impact, dinosaur extinctions, blah blah blah. That problem has the highest giggle factor. Everybody was laughing. But that happened before, it will happen again. So to help you understand why we are trying to make a connection between asteroid impact, the technology we developed, and especially crowdfunding campaign. Those three cannot be easily connected to each other, and that is the reason why we are here to explain to you and to get your feedback. So to help you understand the overall issue, I'm pretty sure all of you watch it with excitement about the landing problem of ESA's Rosetta missions. So I'm going to use that example. If that asteroid is about 10 kilometer size, was going to hit the Earth, we should have launched a mission, Rosetta missions, which must carry, unfortunately, the nuclear device, the most hated object in the world. But there's no other options. The Rosetta mission should have carried a nuclear device. Instead of dropping small lander, it should have dropped nuclear device. You must be watching very exciting moment that 3, 2, 1 countdown, the device failed to detonate. That will be end of all of us that 10 kilometer size object caused extinction of dinosaurs 65 million years ago. However, now we have a technology to avoid that extinction class event. So here is scaled down model of something. And then a lot of people don't believe that we have a solution to such complicated problem. No one does believe that because it's too complicated that everybody believes that we have nothing to do against that kind of event. But we have a solution. Then someone may think that, wow, ESA or NASA or individual country or any country should be doing something for all of you. But no one is doing anything except study on the paper, creating PowerPoints, beautiful PowerPoint presentations. But I'm so happy to be here with collaboration with this team who is really going to implement this idea. The main reason for not having support from either other countries because each nation is worrying about initiating this kind of project because this sort of Rosetta satellite has to carry inside, you see the red stuff? That is a nuclear device. That is the main reason why this problem was not getting national level of attention. So UN knows about that, US, ESA, even Russia, every country knows about the impact damage, but they cannot do anything because of that critical political issue. But we have a technology solutions with public support through this crowdfunding campaign. We hope that the nation, each nation, or ESA, NASA, will listen to us to initiate real mission study so that we can avoid another extinction of us. That's the humanity. So we are doing to avoid such undesirable effect to save your second generation, your third generation. So I don't want to go through all the technology. We have very simple solution, but no one believes that we have a solution unless we actually demonstrate that it is technically feasible and it is affordable solutions. So the best way of doing or achieving our goal is to have your public support, not against the use of nuclear device in space. So for the first time in history of humanity, we will be able to save the world by using that most heating device whoever invented. Thank you so much.
Wow, how do you follow a presentation like that? It's a bit difficult. But I'm here to bring this project a bit down to earth, literally. Why crowdfunding? Very big project. Why crowdfunding? Well, it's easy. Crowdfunding is very special. Crowdfunding actually has the ability to bring people from different backgrounds, different educations, beyond national boundaries together, and they unite as a community for the same goal. In this situation, this is exactly what we're planning on doing, building our own community, global community, the protectors of the Earth community that are going to unite under the same goal. These supporters will offer us not only financial support, that will also of course be very important, but it's not only that they will offer us. The most important thing that they're going to be our ambassadors. They're going to believe in it, they're going to tell their friends, they're going to tell their families, they will spread the word. Of course, it's not an easy task. and we're going to encounter a lot of challenges. Raising the financial goal, even spreading the word, it might happen. It might actually be a problem. But we're so dedicated. We really, really believe in this. It can happen. We have a very good networking support. We have a lot of friends that believe in it. We have people behind us that can help us also financially, but they can also help us with their network. And with our dedication and loads and loads and loads of hours of work, we will do this. You know, actually, Walt Disney, he said, if you can dream it, you can do it. Past this point, we're way beyond dreaming it. But it's okay, we will do it. We literally live for this right now. It's very, very important. We're actually planning on launching our campaign on the 30th of June, around the asteroid day. There's not a lot of awareness around that, but we're definitely going to make it happen. And by then we're going to have time to raise a bit more awareness, increase our networking, spread the word, and prepare a very, very good campaign. But when it all is going to happen, don't worry, we will tell you. So keep an eye out for us on our social media platforms, and of course on our website. As a final note, I would like to add that we all know how troubled our society is. Terrorist attacks, declining economy, climate deprivation, it happens. But if you don't do anything against this threat that we don't see right now, this asteroid threat, that might soon we not have a society to come back to. Thank you. We will now be taking any questions if anyone would be interested in asking anything.
Okay, well actually, we don't know if we're doing it for the other groups, but this group specifically asked if we could host a question and answer. So are there any questions from the floor about the threat of asteroids and how to solve it?
Complicated issue, you know, it's okay. You can also find us online if you want to ask anything.
I've got it. Oh, yes, right back there, sir. Go on, you have to shout.
How much money are you raising? Do you have any partners? How are they by now?
Well, we are in discussion with different organizations, big organizations, but the project is going to be so big that's going to be in different stages. So for the first stage, we are aiming maybe at around $1 million because that's going to give us the opportunity to do a test mission, test the Hy-Vee, and with all the support from Dr. Bongui, technical support, we will be able to do that. And so that's just for the first stage.
And I should have introduced myself. I'm an entrepreneur and have 5 successful organizations behind me and have placed around 10 million Danish kroner into this project already. And I've reached out to my network of technology developers, of societal developers. So we're actually quite certain that we'll reach the $1 million goal. The interesting part of this is coming from that goal, we can go to actually a mini implementation for around $5 million, where we could actually make a mini part of the Hy-Vee craft, get a free ride with a NASA rocket that's possible together with university corporations, and actually get that out there and strike an asteroid, of course without a warhead in that case. If we can go even higher, you know, there are right now a crowdfunding campaign for $33 million out there for a computer game. A damn computer game. That's very impressive, I'd say, considering we are talking about humanity's fate here. So if we can't raise, say, $50 million for an actually implementation of this Hy-Vee craft, if that happens, we will at least have it standing there on the ground and be very, very certain the day the asteroid comes, there will no doubt be somebody donating a rocket. That could be SpaceX, that could be NASA, that could be ESA. And the warhead will fit in this Hy-Vee craft. It needs to be prepared, but as it is right now, the United States have put out some decommissioned warheads, which are actually put in storage for this. And we are now talks about getting those readied for Hy. So if we go and actually get $50 million we actually have a defense for Earth. It will be there, and we will actually be able to defend against asteroids. Not the extremely big ones. We will be between 50 and 300 meter asteroids. But that is actually also, that's what will happen if a 300 meter asteroid strikes Copenhagen. You will be burned if you are in Roskilde. Right about here, we will have a crater 120 meters deep. So we quite want to strike the 300 meters as well. There are only about, correct me if I'm wrong, around 1 million out there of that size. Is that correct? So, and right now we have cataloged about 10% of them?
Less than 10%.
Less than 10%. So, and you could say the threat for being hit might be small, but if we are hit really hard, that's what's happening.
So I just want to clarify that. If all flight validation demonstration mission will not carry nuclear device unless you want to really test that capability in the real situation. But clearly that is current out of the questions. So this kind of typical impact, because most of where I felt that interested in money, budget, it will result in $1 trillion level of disaster. Trillion. From the insurance point of view, we can avoid that $1 trillion damage by having a space mission which may cost less than $500 million. If you think that it's not worth it, we better be stopping whatever we are trying to do. So it's your decisions. We are just trying to provide the world the options. You choose. Whether public or politicians, we are trying to do our best to have economically feasible solutions. We need your support from the public.
And there's another reason we need support from the public, because what we're doing here is actually illegal. We are not allowed to fire nuclear weapons into space, obviously. But the interesting thing is the states are not even allowed to think about doing it, whereas we as an NGO can actually plan, can actually develop things which plan to take a nuclear warhead into space, because we don't have a nuclear warhead. But the states, for example, the United States are allowed to have the nuclear warheads, but they are not allowed to say they will take them into space. So the cooperation between the two, where we say, oh, we have no warheads, so never mind us. The state says we have no delivery vehicles, so never mind us. But when the asteroid comes, and we look up and we say, well, Chaplin's got about 8 hours warning, we'll actually be able to look up and say, maybe we should assemble the device now. Or it would be nice to have it standing somewhere in the States besides the rocket and the warhead. And that's the plan we are going for. And you could say, well, if NASA, why shouldn't we do it the NASA way? Just pay them to do this, because that will cost billions of dollars. Whereas the way I've done it always is...
We're going to have to stop there, I'm afraid. That's the end of our 18 minutes. I have to be very, very strict. Give a round of applause.